Hello, I'm Paul Hiley here. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to talk about competitions. Don't worry, I'm not giving anything away, I can't afford to. Talk about strongman competitions in particular. Now, in the last video I did hint that I was going to enter my first competition in next year, 2024, and that plan was I was very keen for it. It's in Southampton, which is my hometown. It's in a category which I couldn't win it. I've not competed before, so there's like 5 events in one day. I wouldn't be winning anything, but I'd at least be able to complete, say, 1 rep in any given minutes. Might not be the fastest time of an event, but I'd like to think I could at least complete said event. You know, I'll go on to that into a minute, because I'm going to talk about the competition that I was looking into. But if I had a touch of honesty, reality really hit me in the teeth a little while ago. I had the Christmas staff do out, and I come back home, and my boys have been nightmares for me missus. So being away for a wee bit of time, it could. I got 4 kids, and they're not all angels. What can I say? That aside, this competition is next month. I think it's the 14th of January. I want to say that, but I might have the date wrong. But I know it's in January. So, like, next month. Now, again, I reckon I can do the weights. If these were like a shoulder day or a back day or a blah, 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 I'd be able to do these weights just about. I'll be able to at least get a rep. Probably 2 out of these. Or I'll be able to hit a reasonable number. But obviously, there's a shoulder exercise. There's what would be a shoulder day, which is, obviously you focus your training session on one muscle group, sometimes on one particular exercise, and then you lighten up the load on your accessory stuff that you do throughout the rest of your workout. Competitions are different. You've got different events, different parts of the body, this many reps, how fast you can do this. You get the point. Anyway, I'll carry on. Yeah. So yeah, this competition was in Southampton. It was all beginners events. It was a under 90 kilo weight group, beginners group, which I would have gone to. Now, I did state before as well, I doubt I've put on much weight since my last video. So I'm around 79 kilos at the moment. So there's every given chance I could be competing against. Let's say there's 10 people in the group, and I could be competing potentially against 9 people who are all at least 10 kilograms heavier than me. So there's a slight disadvantage anyway. But I'm not looking for excuses. As I say, I didn't want. Obviously, people, you wanted to go to the competition to lose. You have to be honest with yourself. And honesty sometimes hurts. And I didn't want to do this. I'll tell you the absolute honest truth here. I just thought, wouldn't it be great if on my Instagram page, which links on to the website, paulhilylifts.co.uk, I thought, wouldn't it be great to have some really, awesome looking pictures on there. A picture of me doing some farmer's handles, for example. Pictures of me doing these floor to overhead things in a competition environment, as opposed to where I train in my little box-roomed man cave. So yeah, something as simple as that, plus also experience. The experience of going into actually, participating in a full competition, knowing what it's like. What else would a trip home? Any excuse to go back. Any time I go back to Southampton, I love it. I can't. It's not a palace, but it's my hometown and I do love it. I have many gorgeous memories of when I've lived in Southampton. And yeah, I just thought, you know, my first ever event would have been so nice, it being in my hometown. I mean, I touched on this before in other previous videos. Yeah, there's competitions like around London, maybe Essex way, which I suppose would be closer to Kent, where I'm up in Canterbury. Because there's not many venues in Canterbury. I'll tell you, here is a promise. Here is a solid promise. If I ever open a gym, because that is on my dream list, but if I ever open a gym, I will do strongman competitions. You know, I think Maidstone. I swear there was some that were done in Maidstone. Folkestone, definitely. I saw there was some in Folkestone a year or so ago. But again, I haven't seen beginners competitions or the lower weight category competitions. I think Folkestone done England's under 105. Think that was it. I say that was a year, possibly 2 years ago. I can't remember what Maidstone's one was, but I know it was either open category or it was under 105. And I know, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I don't really want to go over 90 kilos. So anyway, so I was looking obviously the pros and the cons of it. The experience, achievements. What do I want to achieve from going into competition? I want to complete the events. Obviously, there's every chance I may have failed on a couple of these events, not been able to get one rep, not been able to complete a course of something or whatever. But I wanted to do it, and that was the goal. The goal was just to get to say I completed the competition. I participated in every exercise. I completed every exercise. That was what I wanted. What you didn't want anymore, look, every now and again, you got to push your ego to one side and say, yes, it's a competition. Would I like to win it? As soon as I start talking about, oh, I'd love to win it, in comes the ego. In comes the ego. So I had to sort of tell myself, do you know what? No, I don't want to win it. Because I think I'd have to cause myself some considerable damage if I did. So I want to complete it. Does that mean I could come in last? Yes, it could. But as long as I complete it, I would be happy. Plus, like I said, there'd be awesome photos to put on my Instagram page, which would then link on to my website, because my website's linked on to my Instagram. paulheineylifts.co.uk. Right, and the other pro about it, like I say, it was in my hometown, which would have been beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, the con side of it, well, money for a start. I'd have to get forking out the train fare to get from Canterbury to Southampton. Now, accommodation while I'm down there, my family live down there. Yeah. I'm pretty much certain my parents wouldn't mind me taking over the couch for a day. So, yeah. And my family being there as well. Maybe one or two of them would like to come and do some spectating, which would be nice, but basically it's a chance to see my family. Parents, my sister, my niece, the main ones, because they live like in a stone's throw from each other. But yeah, I couldn't side away from the money aspect, and yeah, if I'm again honest, it's not a failure of mine. I would say it can get me in trouble though, and sometimes it steps me back from achieving some things. Honestly, I have to be so brutally honest with myself sometimes that it's like, as much as I'd love to do this, I have to be realistic. So, I've come up with I don't think it's a crazy idea. I think it's a far-fetched idea. I think it might kind of work, but I definitely know there's one exercise which is going to have to be modified. I'm not going to lie. But what I'm going to recreate this strongman competition from home. Right, I'll list you through the events, and then I'll obviously say how I'm going to recreate it in my little box room. Right, well, the first event is a floor to overhead. It's one complete rep is originally it's a 70 kilogram barbell floor to overhead, followed straight after by two 25 kilogram dumbbells overhead. Now, 70 kilograms on a dumbbell, I can do that. Well, I can set it up easy. Two 25 kilogram dumbbells. At the moment, I can't really do that. I mean, I've got the weight I've got the weight plates. Don't get me wrong, but I don't necessarily have two or four of each thing. I've got two of each, mostly. Now I've said this, I think I might be able to recreate it. It just depends if there's room on me dumbbells. Hang on, I'll give you an idea. Oh, I've got these sort of shaped dumbbells, to allow for the 2-inch Olympic hole things. Now, I was thinking initially, I put 10 kilograms one side, 10 kilogram plate on the other side, two 2.5 ones, but I've only got two 10 kilogram plates. I've got two 10 kilograms, I've got two 15 kilograms, I've got four 20 kilograms, and I've got two 25 kilograms. But I forgot that I also have four 5 kilogram plates and four 2.5. No, so I'd only need two. Hang on, I'm flapping, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to single arm this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up the 70 kilograms on the barbell for the floor to overhead press. I can set that up easily. But as I don't think I'm going to be able to even out 25 kilograms on this and that, through the mixing up the loose discs. Hang on, I'm starting to feel it in my shoulder. I was deadlifting yesterday. So yeah, so what I'm going to do in place of that, I'm going to do single arm barbell overhead, dumbbell overhead. So I'll do the barbell, bump, bump. Hopefully I'll do the barbell, bump, bump. Then I'll do one-handed with the dumbbell, push it down. Do the other hand with the dumbbell, the dumbbell. So that's my one rep. My one rep is one barbell overhead, followed by single arm, both arms, boom. So essentially 3 exercises to account for the one rep. And that's timed to a minute, and I've got to do as many of them as I can in a minute. Again, if I can get one rep out of all of that, I'm happy. Next exercise is the deadlift. It is 150 kilograms. Again, yesterday I got a rep of that pretty easy, but I had warm-ups. Yeah, I started on a smaller weight and went up and up and up and up and up. And obviously I'm not going to get warm-up tries for that. That's going to be the starting lift. But obviously in a competition, in between events, it's not event 1, event 2, but athletes do get a little bit of rest time just to set up between each, change equipment up from each event. Obviously it's not one athlete doing the entire competition, and like I say, there's different weight groups on this one. I think it's like 4 or 5 different weight groups. There's the beginners woman under 75 possibly. Then there's the men's under 90, men's under 90 105, I think, and then novice, masters, I think, something like that. So obviously I'm at least going to have a little bit of a rest in between these things, even if it's just half an hour rest between each one by the time I've set stuff up. So yeah, the next exercise, the next event is 150 kilogram deadlift. Get as many reps as you can in a minute. The next one, this is going to be awkward, and I'm not going to lie, it's going to look a bit ridiculous when I record it, because I'm going to record all of this. And yeah, it'll look a bit silly, but, you know, I can't go to the actual event itself. So, I'm going to recreate it at home. Right, now, the event, if you were actually at the venue, is a farmer's carry, 70 kilograms each hand, for a 20 metre, down a 20 metre run. Boom. Then you run back. Then you grab a sandbag. Now, I cannot quite remember I think it's 60. I think it's 60 kilograms, which is good, because I have got a bag which is around 60. Well, I'm going to have to weigh it on. What I'll probably do, I'll weigh it on before I do the event, and I'll do videos of weighing. I'm going to record all of this. They'll be in separate videos because I won't have enough time to, well, like I say, if I just let it go, some of it you'll just see me sitting down between exercises, having a drink, having a bite, which is going to be boring, really, isn't it? And then yeah, so you get your sandbag, and then you walk it down the 20 metre run, of course, again, and then it goes over a yoke or whatever at 48 inches high. Now, how am I going to do this? Well, I don't have farmer's handles, but I do have a trap bar. So, I'm going to, obviously 70 each hand, 140, but 140 on the trap bar. You're not allowed wraps or straps or anything like this, so I won't use wraps or straps. I'm going to pick it up. Now, I done a little bit of experimenting, and if I'm taking small steps, if I was plodding along, I can cover a metre in 3 steps. So, take 3 times it by 20, and that's 60. So 60 steps would cover 20 metres. So what am I going to do? I'm going to hold the farmer's, pick up my trap bar, and I'm going to do 60 steps on the spot. Now, I tried to look. I have got no flat ground of 20 metres long in the vicinity of my house. There is a field, but it's up a hill. So I'd have to load up. I've got a hand cart, so I'd have to chuck my trap bar in a hand cart, along with 140 kilograms worth of weight. I mean, the trap bar itself weighs about 25 kilograms. Not important. It's heavy. That's what's important. So I then have to carry, let's say I carry 140 kilograms in a hand cart up a hill to a field. Hope the field is empty. Load everything up. Then do that. I've basically given myself another event. So I can't do that. So yeah. I'd say this is definitely the main one that I've had to adapt to recreate. So yeah, I'll do 60 steps marching. That'll be funny, hearing me count that as I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might count it in my head, but you can count the steps when you watch the video. Then I'm gonna have to jog on the spot. It's gonna look. I know it's gonna look ridiculous, but it's the closest I can get to kind of recreating the event. So yeah, but obviously I'll be jogging at that point, high knees. So I'll give myself credit and say I could cover, if I was running, I could cover 20 metres in 40 steps or 40 strides. So yeah, so I'll have to count that for count 40 for that. Pick up my sandbag, do 60 steps, marching on the spot. I mean, I'm laughing. I can see how ridiculous it's going to be, looking like Mr. Bean working out or something, isn't it? But, you know, I'm giving it a go. I don't care. Because it will give me an idea of what it's like to do 5 heavy events in the space of 3 or 4 hours. And then, yeah, I should be able to find 48 inches height with my rack here. So I've got like a heavy stretchy band. So I'll stretch that over there. So when I get the bag, I'll hoist the bag over there. And that'll be done, and that'll be timed. That'll be on the watch. So we'll work it out from that. Now, the next event is a crucifix hold. Now, if I was at the competition doing it the way they're doing it, it's 2 6-kilogram kettlebells either side. Well, one either side. Palms facing up, holding out for as long as you can, and not letting anything drop. Excuse me. I don't have 6-kilogram kettlebells, but I do have, like I said earlier, I've got my little small weight plates. So I had 2 options. I could either make it a little bit easier on myself or make it a little bit harder on myself. I decided make it a little bit harder on myself. So I'll get my 5-kilogram discs. So I'll get 1 5-kilogram disc each thing. And I just remembered, I have got some 1.1 kilogram or 1.12, 1.25, that's the one, kilogram discs. So take 5, put the 1.25 on the top. Well, that's only over by about 0.25, isn't it? So I could potentially have 6 kilograms in each hand, hold them up, hold them for as long as I can, check the time. When they drop, check the time. Right. And the last event is a hack squat. I don't have a hack squat machine. Again, this is another one which I've just had to get a little bit creative where I can. Now, on at the event itself, right, at the venue, they start with 20 kilograms and add 40. Sorry, 20. They start with 40 kilograms and then add 10 kilograms each rep. Now, if I started with 40 kilograms, it's going to take me a lot longer. It would get to a point where it would take me a lot longer to change over my discs. Especially once I got to like 70, I'd have to take all the corresponding discs off to then chuck my 25 kilo discs on either side, because they're the larger discs out of all the rest. So what I'm going to do is a standard squat. Now, I'm not sure, I may go for a box squat instead. Because obviously there'll be no safety pins that I land on. But obviously we want to make sure that I am at least parallel. And a way I might be able to recreate that is with a box squat. So I might actually do these on a box. So we can sort of like confirm that there was a definite stop. Just in case there's any, doubtful watchers or viewers. So yeah, I might well do it on a box. Do it on the box I'm using now, which is actually amplifier for a bass guitar. One of my smaller amps. So yeah, I'll probably do that. Because then oh no, it's a definite stop. Oh no, no one's going to be able to go, well, was that quite parallel? I don't think that was parallel. I think he cheated on that one. So if I do them on a box, and I make my starting weight 70 kilos, because I won't have to take the 25 kilo discs off either side each time. It just get too silly. Adding 10 a time is going to be a lot easier, because I'll do one for 70, then I'll have to get out from the bar, run either side, put 5 on either side. That's me total 10. Boom, boom. Take the 5s off, chuck the 10 kilo on either side. Boom, boom, and so on and so on. So yeah, that's it. That's the events I'm going to be doing. I've explained how I'm going to recreate them, because I can't get to the actual competition itself. But best way to get experience of anything is to do it. So this might actually be a bit useful for me, because I'll have my foot half in the door when I actually do get to do a proper competition, which could be, no. Tea's going cold. Which shouldn't be too long. It'll be in 2024. I don't care. I will get it done in 2024. That's the goal. One of the goals for the year. That, and of course, get some more clients, sell some more programs. Again, jump over to paulheidelifts.co.uk. Drop in any comments if you want me to do a video on anything else in particular. I am going to be doing a video. Well, as I said, I'm going to aim for a video a week. I've already got ideas for the next one. Might chuck in some tutorial videos. Well, I train in a small space, so getting clear ones might be a little bit difficult-ish. Maybe if I set the camera up out in my kitchen, which is further out than the room that I train in, or something like that. We'll work it out. Right, but there you go. That's the plan. When am I doing the competition? Well, I think it's on Sunday the 14th of January. Now, sometimes I tend to get Saturdays off more than I do Sundays in my day job. So it might end up being done on the Saturday as opposed to on the Sunday. But it's going to be a long day either way. I mean, it's probably going to be 3 to 4 hours total, I would say, by the time I've done the event, given myself some rest time in between events, set up things for the next event. Setting up the farmer's handle one's going to be a giggle, because I can set up a trap bar easily enough, get it nice evenly weighed out. But how I'm supposed to recreate going for the sandbag after I've done the other thing, that's gonna be tricky. Yeah, I might have to rearrange the room a bit for that one. But doable. But yeah, I say that farmer's run, basically, because I haven't got a straight 20 metres to run nowhere nearby. My garden's on a decline and it's not 20 metres long. My front garden's on an incline or a decline, whichever way you look at it, it's on an angle. The cars that are parked up around the houses there's just no space. Even if I walked in the road and done it, there's a couple of complications with that setup. So yeah, it's going to look a little bit silly, like if Monty Python done a fitness sketch, might look a bit like that. But I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm stubborn. Right, well there we go. So that's the plan. That's as I say, that will be next month. So watch out for the next video. There'll be a video coming up next week. And in the meantime, I'll leave you as I always do. Be strong, be happy, and be healthy. Ta-da!